So next weekend, James and I are going to fly up to San Francisco. It is the Capcom Cup.
Yeah. Oh, before we get that, actually, Ron, a.k.a. Skinny Coder here, has brought up a good point. Esteban is doing the FGC documentary. He has a Kickstarter for it. If someone could post a link to the Kickstarter, it's in the last, 24 hours, and it's still, $2,000 short or something of the $9,000 goal. So if someone could, oh yeah, there you go, Ron put it up in there. So it's up there. If you guys can support it, please do. So it's the last 24 hours, so it's right there. So okay.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that somebody brought that up.
Yeah. So go ahead and continue with the Capcom Cup.
Okay, Capcom Cup is coming up. It's this weekend. We don't know all of the matchups yet. We know all the players who are playing, of course.
Yes.
But today we figured out the matchups for Across Tekken. That was released today. Combo Fiend put them out in a bracket form too, by the way. So these are the brackets that will get matched up. Let me put this in the chat if people haven't seen it. Bam. And I will put that in the YouTube video as well.
Yeah, and I'm glad he set it up as I was expecting,
yeah,
which was the invites versus the online qualifiers.
Right.
So
that's exactly what happened. So at the top is Infiltration, who's going to play against the Zombie Driver. Then Alex Valle versus Tampa Bison. Then Knuckle Dew versus Korn Seth Lolol.
Wow.
Then Justin Wong versus Ramos.
Nice. Okay.
So, it's like I said, this is the bracket format. So winner of Infiltration and Zombie Driver plays against winner of Valle and Tampa Bison, etc.
Yeah.
You can imagine that. So I'm going to be commentating. Oh yeah, we'll say this. So I'm going to be commentating Cross Tekken. I'm going to be commentating it with Combo Fiend.
Yes.
You and I are commentating Street Fighter 4. Marvel 3 is going to be Magus and Combo Fiend.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
No, I'm happy.
Perfect.
It gives me lots of Ultra Street Fighter 4 time.
Yeah, and I don't have to do Marvel.
Yeah, and and just so you guys know that the event, I do believe, is free to watch, so you can come in and watch it. And Ultra Street Fighter will be there. I think if you're there, you can just play it. And supposedly it's a newer build.
It is, yeah.
Than the ones that we've played and all those. So NEC had Ultra Street Fighter 4 as well. That's true. Did you see the exhibition, the Ultra Street Fighter 4? Anything that stood out to you there?
It's pretty much all stuff that we talked about before, I would say.
You know what actually the thought that came to my mind watching the Ultra Street Fighter 4 exhibition was that someone told me that there are no such thing as casuals in the East Coast. Like when we watched the exhibitions over on West Coast and stuff like that, people were trying to land new things, trying to do fun stuff and everything. Dude, they were playing serious. They were playing mad serious.
I will say this as far as things that jumped out to me about Ultra at NEC, it was Chun-Li.
Yeah.
It was Lud playing Chun-Li. That character looks really good. And I saw Chun in LA, but
Lud hasn't stopped.
Yeah, exactly. Lud is a Chun player. We have people who used to play Chun, but this dude's been playing her the whole time. So seeing him and doing some of the new stuff too was probably what stood out to me most.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anyways,
I think these are really interesting matchups. Some of them are kind of unfortunate for some of the people involved. So
I think it would be. I tweeted this. I think it would be awesome if the online qualifiers won all the first rounds.
Me too.
I don't know if it'll happen.
Probably not.
Probably not. But it would be really cool because I think it would just be such a statement.
I definitely think that Tampa Bison and Seth Lolol have the best chances of the two online qualifiers to move at least into the next round.
Yeah.
I like Tampa Bison's teams a lot. They're very footsie heavy. Bison in particular, he's and he's up against somebody in Alex who is a great footsie player.
Right, exactly.
But his characters are not really the same kind of footsie characters. Alex for whatever reason picked up Yoshi. And Lars he picked up because of his crouching medium kick, but that thing is 8 frames, and it's not, it's slow. Yeah. Even though it has good range, it's slow. So I think that's a chance for Tampa Bison. I think Seth has a great chance against Knuckle Dew. The reason is that I think Law beats Guile, and Kuma beats Zangief, and that's exactly how they match up.
Gotcha. Okay.
But that said, this is the player that Seth least wanted to play first round.
Well, Knuckle-Doo has that way of frustrating you very much, you know.
It's
so.
that he's young, and it freaks Seth out to
Really?
lose to him.
That's what it is?
Yeah, and I don't know. I guess he gets in his own head and stuff.
Okay.
That's what he said. That's literally what he said.
That is going to be one of my most interested first round ones, just because they're both amazing at this game. Knuckle-Doo, after UNCon, said he's going to do nothing but play Cross Tekken, right? So, and then of course Seth Lal got third place at Capcom 25th last year. No, he got second place, right?
I do not recall for some reason, even though I was there.
Grand Finals was him and Infiltrate. No, he got third. Third. Yeah. So
I don't know why I don't remember that.
It'll be that's the one that I'm most interested in. So I definitely want to see that.
Okay.
Shout outs to Mr. Vi here is in stream now. So.
Yeah. You better. Well, he knows what he's up against anyway, obviously.
Yeah. So that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What's the schedule for Capcom? I know they released the schedule for Capcom Cup.
They did.
It should be on Combo Fiend's feed. So if you go
Well, actually, I think if I recall, it's 10 a.m. Cross Tekken starts.
Okay.
Then at 12, there's like a break or something.
Okay.
And then at 2 is Marvel. And then that goes on for 2 hours. And then there's like something else. And then at 6 is Street Fighter 4.
There's probably going to be an Ultra demo or whatever.
There's an Ultra demo. There's like prizes or something like that. Yeah.
Hopefully they have some announcements. Please, just... you know what?
1 p.m. is Marvel 3, not 2.
Okay, so I'm just going to say this right here. I really hope they reveal the 5th character this weekend.
They better.
Because I'm so sick of trying to wait for this character right now.
If they don't, when would they? Can you think of a better chance? They're just going to come out. It's going to be like January 8th. And it's just someday they're going to talk about it.
Honestly, the character needs to come out now so the character can get into builds so we can play test the character.
That's a good point.
Right? So, because the longer you hold the secret off, then the less play test this character is going to get.
Right.
So hopefully they'll announce that. So we'll see.
That's definitely something I'm looking forward to.
5th character is Mighty Number 9.
We don't yet know the matchups for Street Fighter 4 and for Marvel. I was really hoping that they would be out so we could talk about those. All we know is the players, and we have previously talked about what we thought they were going to do. But without knowing the matchups, it's pretty tough.
Right.
So.
And we talked about the players before. It's going to be exciting stuff. And of course, again, if you guys don't remember, whoever wins that, it's going to play Flocker at the very end for an jchensor, an extra grand.
Right.
So that's going to be really cool as well. And then, of course, Street Fighter 4, one U.S. player, which is Chris G.
Right.
Everybody else from Asia, right? Was there a European player in there? Or
yeah, no? Alioun is in there.
Alioun, that's who it was. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, Capcom Cup is this weekend. One-day event.
One-day event, yeah, it's all on Saturday.
If you're in the area, stop by, play some Ultra, check out the hype live, because live hype is unlike anything that you've seen. Like, you can get hype at home. And even I did. Like, after Justin beat Sanford, I was clapping in my home.
I've been there.
I was by myself.
I've been there.
I was just like, oh, my God, so good, good, So, definitely try to make it there if you're in the area. If not, check that out. That will be on Capcom Fighters, twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. Streamed by the inimitable Hans. So, yep. Cool. Do you have anything else to add about Capcom Cup?
I guess not, other than that I'm looking forward to commentating it. I've been playing Cross Tekken a lot lately just to kind of refresh myself.
Cool.
Yeah, and I haven't been playing Injustice, which has made me sad.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I guess that's it for Capcom Cup, though. Let's move on. We just came back from a break 8 minutes ago, so no sense going to a break. Yeah. Let's talk about the YouTubes, I guess.
Sure. So people are wondering why there's no music during our break and stuff like that. Why don't you go ahead and explain?
Capcom. YouTube is changing the way that it lets people who are monetizing videos upload videos and monetize videos. Currently, or in the past, I should say, it's been that you just upload a video, you say, I want to monetize this, and then you say, I want there to be a pre-roll ad. I want there to be a mid-roll ad at these precise times. And I want there to be a post-roll ad if you want.
Yes.
And then that's it. And then if copyright owners want, they can send what's called a takedown request to YouTube. YouTube is then obligated to take it down You can challenge that if it's your video.
Yes.
Then if the copyright owner wants to, they can take you to court. Or YouTube, if they don't want to take you to court, YouTube just puts it back up. Right. That's the process that has been going on. That's part of the law, actually, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. But now YouTube is going a little bit over what they've been doing.
Okay.
And they're making it so that now there's going to be random checks of everything that's uploaded before you can monetize it.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's like random drug inspection?
Kind of,
yeah.
And what they're looking for is anything that is copyrightable, or that is copyrighted, I should say, by rights holders who have an agreement with YouTube, whereby YouTube like searches through all videos looking for, pieces of a video or of a song or something like that that YouTube can recognize. And what that means effectively is that as somebody who tries to make money from uploading YouTube videos, it's now going to be tougher to do. Because you're not going to get money immediately from the first views. It's going to have to take a little period of time, and it's going to be randomly checked. And so videos that would have been cool in the past, like the stuff that we put up, where like say we analyze Street Fighter 4 some crap, right? And we put it up, that's been fine. If Capcom wanted to take it down, they could do it.
Right.
But in the meantime, we're getting that revenue. Now what happens is that they check preemptively, and if there's Street Fighter 4 in there, and if it recognizes it, the YouTube algorithm, recognizes it, then we're boned, then we don't get that money. And then there have been lots of just takedown requests anyway on previously existing videos.
And it sounds like it's like you said, it's happening automatically.
It's automated. It's automated. So what this means is that it's tougher to make money from YouTube videos, just in general, but it seems like that's hitting with particular force people who upload video game related media.
Yeah. We've already heard Maximilian talking about it. He's gotten a lot of takedown requests. There was a few other people, I can't remember now, mentioning it. The interesting thing is the response from a lot of the game companies I've seen from Namco and from Capcom already, that they've tweeted out, if you are getting cease and desist letters from us, let us know, and we'll work with you and let you keep up a lot of that content. So, again, this seems to be, a very much YouTube-driven thing,
Yeah, and it sucks. This is the thing that James and I do is mostly for fun. We get a little bit of money out of it, but it's like not much. But there are people who really try to make their living off of this. You brought up Max. It's Max's job now. Yep. And that dude spends 8 to 10 hours a day coming up with video ideas, filming them, writing scripts, editing them, uploading them, and dealing with community members and video viewers. That's his business.
Right.
Okay? So if it's harder for him to make money, then that might not be a viable thing. And I don't see that as being good for anybody. It's bad for YouTube because now there are going to be fewer videos. It's bad for Max, obviously. It's bad for it's bad for Capcom, right? Maybe the Marvel 3 Assist Me videos don't happen.
Right. I mean, just a lot of just people who stream, like for example, Arturo puts up he records all his matches, puts them up to YouTube. Let's say they give him a bunch of cease and desist letters on the takedowns for those videos. Then Arturo may have less reason to. Want to put them on YouTube, so he'll have less reason to record matches, and so we'll end up with a lot of matches that we won't get to see.
Right. Because
thanks to our... Okay, come on.
you got sick of it, huh?
So, like, Arturo, for example, he recorded, Christie getting knocked into losers at EVO and other matches like that. We won't get to see some of those matches, thanks to that, so...
Yeah, again, obviously that's if this really puts a big dent into things, and it's tough to know whether it really will. It is now, but like you said, Capcom has already tweeted out, if you're having big problems, let us know, and we'll try to work with you on it. Right. But it just sucks in general. It makes me sad to see that YouTube feels like it needs to do this. I'm sorry to see that they think that they're that they're copyright cops.
Right.
That always kind of makes me sad if companies who are not copyright owners are forced or feel that they're forced to kind of police the situation
right.
more than they legally need to.
So in relation to us, the reason why we're not putting the intro music and the music in between right now is because that music is owned by Capcom, and their algorithm may catch us and be like, this is owned by Capcom, please take down video.
Correct.
So we're just going to have to go without it for now. So
yeah, hopefully that won't always be the case, but that is the case for now.
So what I might have to do is just like go online, find a bunch of MIDI files or something, and just like play random music or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole set of public domain
classical
music files.
Classical music, right?
That sounds so great.
Yeah,
just got to make sure that the sound recording is old enough that there's no sound recording copyright going on.
Yeah, but you can't copyright. Oh, because it's based on a certain performer.
The individual sound recording is owned by somebody. It's as stupid as you can imagine. Believe me. Yeah, it's very, very old and dumb.
Well, we'll be going the Adelheid Stark route. I'll be putting some Chopin in the.
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I've got some Chopin, some Beethovens and stuff.
Awesome,
like that,
dude.
so
Let's do it.
my two favorite classical composers. So.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay. Cool.
Anyway. So that's what's going on with YouTube. I hope that it won't always be the case. Even as a copyright lawyer who might stand to get some new clients out of this. Still sucks. It's not something that I want to see happen. Yeah,
that's right. I'll write my own music. There you go.
Awesome. It'd be perfect.
Okay.
But anyway, you want to take a break?
Yeah, let's
come back in a sec.
Okay, cool. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. I actually did not know that the Topanga League was over.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah, neither did I. So, I guess we can talk about it. I mean, most of the weeks when we do the show, we have all of our topics planned far in advance.
Oh, yeah.
But this week we will...
Minutes and minutes.
We will try to do some, last-second discussion.
I don't know if we'll be able to. So, in Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition version 2012, of course, there's this major set of tournament online at the start and then also offline at the end called Topanga League. It's now over after a whole series of dates where they played against each other. Winner is Bonchan with Sagat. Second place, Wow with Oni. Third place, Momochi Ken. So that they win 1 million yen, which is $10,000.
I think they showed up, but when you scroll up a little bit. Keep going. Yeah, there you go.
$10,000. Yeah, how about that? Third place, $1,530, and second place, $3,050 US. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's like Evo money.
Yeah. So the interesting thing to me is that first, second, and third place are Sagat, Oni, and Ken. 3 characters who are getting pretty much only buffed in the next version. So,
there's that.
Dude, I mean, this game, man, seriously was pretty dang balanced, right? And so eliminating the unblockables, adding some delayed get up for Vortex, anti-Vortex, pretty, it's probably the main thing for it. I'm curious to see how this is going to turn out now.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I'm really curious.
So that means that Sako, Haitani, and Mago all drop out of the next Topanga League. They drop to B League rather than A League. Okay. And Fudo, Faye, and Dashio Seth have to play in the A-B League switch matches, so they'll play the winners of the B League coming up next. When the B League was first announced, a couple months ago at this point, I said, watch out for Wow Oni. Dude got second place ultimately in the finals. So
look at that smile.
Yeah.
But no, that's definitely awesome. I didn't get to see a lot of these matches. Obviously, they're paid matches, right?
Yeah, so, you have to subscribe. Nico.
Yes. So I don't know if the matches are ever going to get put up anywhere on YouTube. Do you know if Nico puts them up or Topanga puts them up eventually? But
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. All the videos that I've seen, I think, have been, shall we say, less than authorized. So. Fourth place was Kazunoko. Fifth place, Daigo. Sixth place, Michael Tan. And seventh place was Uryo.
2 Kens.
Yeah,
in
2
the top
Kens.
6.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
in the upper half, because
Right.
there's 12 players, right?
Right.
2 Kens in the upper half, dude.
Right.
Imagine that.
And
No Fei Longs.
What's interesting is that WoW used to be a Ken player, and then he left Ken to pick up Oni.
So, no Fei Longs.
Yeah.
No,
No
Camis,
Akumas.
no Akumas. In fact, those 3 characters don't even... Oh, no, there's 2 Fei Longs.
Yeah.
And there's no Camis and no Akumas.
But the Fays, one of them is getting dropped to B League, and the other one has to
Right.
battle in the AB Switch League.
So Tokido didn't... Oh, because he was in the B League. He was trying to get into the A League, and he didn't make it. That's right. Yeah. So,
Well, that's pretty cool. I hope that I get to see the matches at some point.
yep.
Bonchan was undefeated in the finals round. 5-0. WoW went 3-2, Momochi 3-2, Kazunoko 2-3, Umehara, Daigo 2-3, and then Michael Tan 0-5. Wow, that is a beast.
Okay.
So okay, that's Topanga League. What else are we talking about here? Did you want to talk about the chat thing?
So I mean, we can mention it.
Just,
I mean,
I guess.
I feel it does need to be brought up, right?
Yeah.
That the chat is I feel like it's getting more vitriolic. Is the word?
It's been pretty vitriolic.
It's just like it's getting bad now, and I mean, it almost feels like with all the attention being brought to the chat, that the people who think it's stupid to moderate the chat are trying to get worse. You know what I mean? Like, it almost kind of feels that way. I know at NEC there was 2 incidents in particular.
So we're talking about fighting game chats at majors, not like this kind of thing. Like, there's probably no major douchery going on our stream. There usually isn't. You guys are usually pretty cool. But at NEC, there were a couple of situations. So one was when Guilty got on to commentate. Mm-hmm. A lot of people just erupted in like this horrible misogynistic,
Misogyny, right.
like transphobic nonsense.
You actually were like, mod me, and then you did.
Yeah, I got really mad about it. Yeah, I mean, I got sick of it. Usually, I have been an adherent to / pop out for a while. Okay, when it comes to majors, but I just got to me, man. I don't know, and so I went in there and I was like, hey everybody, it's cool if you guys still want to cuss and like if you have legit commentary criticisms, that's a-okay. And I don't even care if you're gonna like put in stupid art. That doesn't bug me either.
Right.
But if you're gonna make any stupid statements about somebody's looks or just basically
sexist comments.
yeah, sexist
right?
comments. Then I'm gonna ban you. And it took quite a few bans, and I don't have the greatest manual dexterity. So for some in some situations, me like catching up with the names as they were like going up the chat was like, oh, I gotta get there.
I told you.
It's not easy.
You know what the secret is, though,
No.
right? So use right click. Keep right clicking on the names until you finally get the right one, and then when you actually get to the right one, copy their name, just like copy it, and then when you come down here, you can actually type /ban, paste their name
that makes
like
sense.
that. Yeah, so
That
that's the
makes sense.
easiest way to do it. So
That makes total sense.
that way, if you click on the wrong name, you won't ban them by accident. Because I remember one time I tried to ban people, and I banned like 7 people that I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oops.
Well, I was trying to click on the names, not on the.
Oh, okay.
You know, I didn't want to take the risk of banning people, unfortunately. And actually, a couple people did get banned accidentally, and then they like let me know, and I was like, okay, I'll unban you. I didn't mean to do that.
And
But you know, after that, for a period of time anyway, it seemed like there was less just horrible stuff in the chat. But yeah, it sucked, man. Like again, if you have actual criticisms about her commentary, that's fine. I don't care if you can call me whatever you want about the commentary, but talk about the commentary. People were mad about her existing there. Just the fact that she was there
What's a girl doing sitting here?
right, and then etc. Rather than being like, well, I don't like her commentary that much because X and Y. And some people were doing that, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I didn't have anything against those people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's totally fine. But just treat people like people, please.
Yeah, and then of course there was another incident apparently on one of the anime streams, where basically someone took advantage of their position, really, and just kind of repeated words that shouldn't be said on stream, like just like repeatedly over and over and over again, just because they were telling him not to.
That sucks.
You know, and so, dude, these like, we're trying to produce a product here, you know, as much as you hate seeing selling out or whatever like that. People are like, oh, I want to be grassroots, whatever like that, you know. I mean, it's always funny to me because I think people just want everything, like, they want it to be perfect, and you're not going to get it to be perfect. So everyone's complaining about no prize money for people, right? And then they get mad when we get mad about saying, you know, really bad words or being really negative on stream and stuff like that, which will get us the sponsors.
Right.
Which will drive away the sponsors, which makes us get less money. So it's like, it's funny to me that a lot of the times the people who complain about those kind of things, like, why should we be censored? We're FGC, you know, we're arcade culture, are also the same people like, why aren't we making the same amount of money as League of Legends and, you know, all these other things? You know, it's like, you can't have both.
But you can definitely have a grassroots arcade culture where you don't make it hell on a very large segment of the population.
Exactly.
Just trying to enter the scene and like trying to do things in the scene. You know,
I just
keep saying, you can have those two things. It's okay.
I just keep saying, man, Twitch chat needs to be hidden by default. When you go into the room, it should just be hidden. And when you click show chat, a little window should pop up and be like, we're warning you, the chat gets really ugly. Please, you know, click accept and then click OK before you can see the chat. You know what I mean? And then that way they know what they're getting themselves into. So,
yep. Combo Fiend made a joke about, like, what happened? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know. I didn't hear about this one actually.
No. I'm not talking about chat anymore. I'm trying to talk about what he talked about with Marvel 3 and like.
Are people talking about that?
Yeah.
So basically, during a Marvel 3 match, you know, Yipes was saying to him, "Was like, oh, that's really cool because, you know, see with Ultra, what you're doing is you're making it no longer a one-player game, but we can't have that with Marvel." And Kamofi said, "Not yet," and then Yipes was like, "Oh, really? Oh, okay, secret." And then Max made a video of that and stuff like that. And dude, I don't
believe it. I can tell you that.
Stop.
I do not believe it.
Just pretend it didn't happen. That's
probably for the best.
Yeah. Just pretend it didn't happen.
Probably for the best.
Just pretend it didn't happen, okay?
Yeah.
Let's not make a mountain out of a molehill here,
right.
Please. So.
Right. I don't believe it.
Dude,
so.
I don't think he was lying. I don't think he was trying to troll people. I think he just meant to say something and it came out weird.
I don't know. I can imagine him, like, joking around. I don't know.
on stream with, like, 20,000 people watching. Right. You know.
Right,
so,
yeah. Maybe not.
But, dude, it's not... dude, like, let's not even think about it. It's not even worth discussing. It's not even worth theorizing about it. So.
Probably so.
Yeah, so, okay.
I was on national television last night. This thing happened.
So I mean, a lot of people I don't think know what Al Jazeera TV is, right?
So Al Jazeera is a news network that originally comes out of, I believe, Qatar in the Middle East.
Okay.
But it opened an American branch a couple of years ago, and actually it's been very newsy. It's not like one of these. It's not an ideological channel, it seems like. I mean, whatever, every news outlet has something, but it seems relatively newsy. So anyway, yesterday the news broke that the NSA has been spying on gamers within games in things like World of Warcraft, Xbox Live, Second Life. Those were what were specifically mentioned, so who knows whether it extends to other things, I don't know. I'd be really surprised if they weren't doing League of Legends. Like chat and stuff in there for whatever reason. But anyway, that was the news. I tweeted about it, and I was all huffy about it, and blah, blah, blah. And then some Al Jazeera producer was on Twitter, and he saw it, and he checked out my website, and he was like, this guy seems like he probably knows something about the law. And he called me like an hour later. It was like the most out-of-the-blue stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably also the added benefit of my office is 10 minutes away from their LA studio, so I was like a local guy.
Stop
like they're not
trying to discredit your. Come on, dude. They drove a car to you, right, and picked you up.
They literally drove. Yeah, they sent a driver to me.
It was like a limo, right? It
wasn't a limo.
They had the caviar in there, like the.
I mean, there's no need to overplay it because it was really fancy. There's this really fancy car. It wasn't a limo, but it was. not a Jag, but whatever. I always forget the name of that car. But something really fancy. This really nice driver showed up. This old guy came over from the Soviet Union 35 years ago, and now he's driving this car. And so he drove me over there. I walk up. It seems to be an empty building. This is at like 7:45 at night in the evening. It's all dark. And so I like knock on the door because the tinting is so dark that you can't see inside at all. I just like knock and I try to open the door, and finally this lady answers.
This is kind of scary, actually.
It's really weird, dude. This whole thing was so bizarre. So that happened. I walk in and introduce myself, and then she looks through all the things going on. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're scheduled to come on here. Would you like some makeup? I said, why not? She brought me in the makeup room and did the thing. Meanwhile, she says, what are you on for? And I said, well, there's this video game versus NSA thing going on. She's like, I have some friends who are really into video games. In fact, they went, I think, to some other city for a big convention. It might have been Las Vegas. And I was like, do you know fighting game players who went to EVO? She was like, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and then
so
she
sick.
tweeted them, or she texted them, like, do you know this guy? And they were like, yeah. They knew me, which is cool.
Dude, that's so awesome. That's like straight cred points right there.
That's so
right?
weird.
So that's awesome.
So then they put me in the green room, in the waiting room for like 10, 15 minutes. I'm all dolled up and whatnot. And I'm trying to figure out...
More dolled up than you normally are, right?
I usually wear makeup, but this is even more.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm trying to figure out like whether to wear my jacket or not. And I'm like, I don't know. And I can hear there's a TV there, and it's talking, and I mute it to try to like remember what I want to talk about. Because I had done research and stuff. I mean, I already know a lot about this stuff, but I did research just to make sure. But like, I don't know, I'm like not remembering things super well because I'm like kind of excited for it. And then they bring me into this room, which is like a tiny room. It was like 10 feet by 15 feet. And there's a chair in the middle of the room, and behind it is this big green screen, and in front of it is this big camera. And that is the entirety of the room. Okay, I'm like on this pedestal in a chair, and there's a smiley face in front of me that I'm supposed to look at because that's where you're supposed to look at, so it looks like you're looking into the camera, right? But I can't see any of the video. I haven't actually watched the video yet, like the segment. I have no idea what it looks like because I couldn't see it at the time. All I had was this earpiece in my ear that I could hear the show through. But I didn't know what was going on. So they put me in there, and they leave me there.
So like not even a person there being like, you're going to be on, and like, what?
I had no idea when I was going on, okay? And so I'm just sitting there trying to listen for like when I hear my name, because then I'm supposed to talk. But at the same time, I'm like trying to remember all the things that I want to talk about. And so now I'm trying to not listen to this ear so I can like remember about things. And I'm like going like this because my mouth is feeling a little dry. But I try to be quick about it because maybe that's the instant where I go on camera. Because I don't know when it's going to happen. So I'm in this room just like waiting for 10 minutes. And then while I'm like in mid-thought, I all of a sudden hear like in this little earpiece, I hear like, David Graham, thanks for coming on. And I'm like, thanks for having me. And I don't even know what questions the dude asked me. I don't even remember.
Like the whole thing was probably a blur.
Kind of a blur, yeah. But I do have the overwhelming impression of going from being super confident as I'm like in this car driving up to the station, and then all of these things happening. And then when it starts, having just zero confidence in anything that I'm saying. Like I could have been getting names wrong. I don't know. Because I thought it was going to be like a stream. I thought it was going to be like this.
Right.
Where I'm in a room and I can see the camera, and there's like the dude who's interviewing me right here. He was in New York City, so like I never even saw the guy.
Yeah.
So it was totally different from Evo because I thought, look, man, like they're honestly probably more people watching Evo than watch Al Jazeera at like this random time of the day. But it was just such a different experience that it like really threw me off. And so you can hear me having no confidence in what I'm thinking by running everything in my head, like everything through my head before I let it reach my mouth. And I'm like trying to listen to my own thoughts, being like, and so that, you know, I'm like, trying to like remember blah 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 words, more words, you know, like that kind of thing. So it was just
oh man, that's funny.
It was a weird experience.
That's funny.
But it was really fun, and I would love to do it again.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, dude.
You know, it would be really cool because at this point now I have an idea of what to expect. I can show up there and totally know I'm going to end up in this small room with dark lights that nobody's around. And my only contact is with the New York studio 3,000 miles away.
Throw you to the wolves. They get in the room. They probably were expecting like, oh, he's probably done this a million times or something.
You know, the woman who did the makeup was really nice, and she did come into the room one time and asked if I would like some water, and I said sure, I'll have some water. But she didn't have any extra information for me. She didn't know like when I was going on or what. So it was a weird experience.
Hey, most of the people that apparently saw you on there said it was really cool and stuff like that. So
yeah, I don't even remember what the last question was. I think I remember. Here's my memory of the last question. It was something really vague, and I didn't really know what to say, even though I had like come up with all these potential questions in my head. It's just something so vague. It was like a statement.
I can't remember what it was either. I watched it, so I can't remember.
It was like more of a statement than a question, and he was like, "Here's your response time." And then I was like fumbling around, and I think I mentioned like.
Someone says, "What laws did the U.S. government break?" or something.
Yeah. What do you? I mean, so I talked about the Patriot Act and the ways in which it's ridiculous, and how the U.S. government is interpreting words in that act, which is already a very broad act, lets them do a ton of things, but interpreting them in such a way that the words have lost all meaning. Like relevant means everything rather than relevant. Right. You see what I'm talking about? Like, you see me describing this right now? Like, I know what it is, but because I'm more familiar with this situation, I'm not fumbling over myself. So,
like I said at the start of today's episode, you got the words grimier and shady in there. So I was happy about that.
It was
I wanted salty, I wanted free, and I wanted bodied.
Bodied.
But you should have said something about being bodied by law.
Yeah. Well, I kind of hoped that he would let me plug myself, but there was no such opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
There should have been a point, like he was like, "Well, we're gonna move on." You should have went, "Objection!" And then like.
But I didn't even know if I was on screen. Was I on screen to do this? I don't know. It's what are you doing this for? There's nobody watching you. Like,
oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, you should.
It was fun.
Cabbage, my cabbages.
That's my experience going on.
No, I think that's
TV.
Awesome, dude. That's awesome. Good stuff. Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
That's really cool.
Definitely,
really
like
cool,
I said, I hope there's another time, and I hope that I get a chance to do better.
Yeah. So. I mean, you've been asked to do other kind of interview stuff before, right? So,
yeah, I've been interviewed before, just not like that.
On TV, yeah.
Not like that.
Okay, cool.
Anyway.
Okay.
I think we're about out of time here.
Okay, so...
The show that sucks is probably coming on.
That is correct.
So if you are interested, and you should be, you should go over to twitch.tv/IPlayWinner, and they will be talking about, I don't know, maybe NEC, maybe Capcom Cup, maybe whatever Ponzo pulls out of his butt at the last minute.
That's probably going to happen. So.
Probably.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you this weekend at Capcom Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure to watch at twitch.tv/CapcomFighters, like we were saying. Starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday.
All right. Peace out, everybody.